Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio base tour. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me. And this one is going to be a bit different. So this is, I am considering this a base tour, but I had this idea earlier today about, some fun video I could do, and this seemed like it would be something pretty cool. So this is actually one of my saves. This is actually my first real attempt at the game, and my actual first time beating the game. I did have one save before this, but it was very, very short. I died to biters very quickly, so I kind of just don't count that one. This is the first save where I actually managed to build like a whole base and beat the game. And this was way back when there was the rocket defense rather than the rocket silo. You didn't launch any rockets, you just built a rocket defense. Which was a pretty different recipe back then than the silo or rocket now. And I just thought we'd look at this and kind of get a good laugh at it and kind of criticize myself and show that everyone starts, is a noob. Because this is a really bad base. I thought we would get a kick out of this. This is a really bad base. It's like my first base. I think will be really fun to look at. So we're going to hop in here. First, I want to give a quick thank you to Hopewell, who helped bring the save up to the current version of the game. Just saved me a lot of effort and time doing that. He was very helpful with that. So thank you very much, Hopewell. Yeah, I've showed this off a couple times. Some of you may have seen this before, like in random videos of mine, like looking in the past, or like my thank you videos, and maybe show this, or like sub celebration videos. It's only been once or twice in brief looks. I want to look at this a little more in depth now. So keep in mind, this is a very, very bad save. I'm not sure this is actually going to run. Like, I'm not sure the factory's actually working, because it's been brought up through a lot of saves, or a lot of versions, so a lot is probably broken. We may actually have, I may have to turn on peaceful mode, to be honest. We may have the base being lost here. This is giving a no path error, probably because I built the rails wrong in some form or another. We are losing some stuff, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually turn on peaceful mode. I think that would be a good idea here. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm actually just going to reload this save really quick and turn on peaceful mode. There we go. Hopefully that should work. Any incoming attacks may still head our direction. It looks like maybe that's the case. But yeah, so this is where let's actually start down here. This is the main base. Let's deal with this later on. And we're running bio kind of stuff. I kind of want to just work our way up. Part of the reason we have issues is because we have no power. So, luckily, I do have some destroyer capsules and stuff, which should help finish these biters off before we lose too much here. We have some very serious power issues, primarily because our power is broken. So, I think what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm actually going to add in the power interface thing. So we actually kind of get to play the game a little bit here as well. I'm going to do that, and the lasers should take care of that quite well. The lasers are all bunched together. Again, the size changed throughout the versions. The boilers are all wonky because that changed. So this is the first base I built as I was very much learning the game, and compared to bases you may see from me and other people now, it's really small. It's really pathetic. I had a fantastic time doing it, though. I have so much nostalgia for this map. So these patches, of course, used to be a bit bigger, but believe it or not, this was the smelting for the base. This here, which compared to what we build now, is like absolutely abysmal, minuscule. Really, this is like a sixth or a tenth of one smelting setup that I would normally build. And we're doing some crazy thing where we're somehow we're putting copper cable on a belt with the iron, which of course now I know you should really never do for the green circuits. The ratio is all wrong. they're different level assemblers. I've thrown some like speed and efficiency models in here to try and help with power back then. It seems as if maybe yeah, it seems as if maybe I don't know if peaceful mode actually worked, or maybe that was an incoming attack. Um, so yeah, this is some models I was trying to make. The base up top here is actually a model production base because the rocket defense actually required a bunch of models to build. Now, the recipe obviously is not here as it was very long ago removed from the game, but it was a lot. It was like 50, I want to say like 50 Model 3s of speed and productivity, I want to say, and then I think a few other things. So that's why we had to build a whole base to do it, because I realized that this base there was no way that was going to happen. We have a little bit of engine production here, probably for some trains or cars, some piercing ammunition production here. These belts are just all... I honestly don't even know what some of this is. But so this right here. I have a vivid memory of this. Yeah, this is me trying to figure out how to put stuff on the other side of the belt is literally all this is. And like put it on another belt. So yeah. We all start somewhere. This is what's my first game. This is how I used to play. So yeah, we have some sulfuric acid production here, battery production here, and then I don't know. I don't think I did this like for no reason. I want to say sulfuric acid back then maybe took copper. I don't think that I just put this here like for absolutely no reason or anything like that. That's all dying. That's fine, I guess. I'm not sure why there's no power. Maybe we disconnected the power up there. So we have oil, obviously, tanks, so many tanks, which I would advise against now. The pipes are a complete mess throughout here. We have like one thing cracking, light oil to petroleum, some sulfur to acid production over here, which is going to literally one thing of blue circuits, and some dynamite explosives. 3 refineries, of course not in a row either. They're just like all over the place. Basically, mostly above ground pipes is what I was working with here, even though we obviously did have underground pipes available. Some oil, luckily, was in the base. Very minimal, though. And then, just as long as they don't... Okay, they're going to start to get to this base. It's going to be a bit of a problem. We did have double walls here. There is a decent-sized iron patch. I'm going to just walk out here and... Oh, yeah, that's just not going to do anything. Okay. So we had expanded, quote-unquote, expanded. Overall, this base is very, very small. But I was like, ooh, there's an iron patch here. Let's expand already here. And I remember when playing this, I was like, oh, man, this is so much production. This is going to help so much. Yeah, let's run over and grab this iron patch and all that. And it's like now... Like, this is basically nothing. But you can see I actually have, like, moldable smelting things. So, there's not really a main bus to this. Different from how I play now, where there's a main bus and we just have a central smelting and all of the resources for the base come from there. I actually have, like, random furnaces scattered all over the place to supply certain things. So, there's some here. This one's broken. But there's some here. I don't know why I turned that off. Maybe I just didn't need it or something. To supply apparently a random thing of pipes and some acid, and then it kind of flows through here. It also supplies, I would assume this was for belt or some such. Oh no, this is for the rockets. Oh man, and then we have some gears here taking off of this, going on to another line, which is supplying some more robots. A lot of these lines are broken. I feel like probably what I did is I didn't, these are capped. I don't really know what my thought was here. I don't know why I would have removed those. So I was making the robots here, of course, which we have in our inventory. These were my main form of combat back then, along with the shotgun, which was very good at the time. And then we have a decent amount of smelting. This is actually bigger, I think, than our original smelting of, what, like 8 furnaces. Making some steel. So what I've done here is I took a splitter and I just turned it and sent it this way, because apparently I didn't realize that I could just grab off this line or something. It's really funny to look at this. I love this. I want to criticize myself. I want to showcase that, this is even someone who has thousands and thousands of hours in the game and just builds, I would like to think I build pretty decent, like really big bases, or have in the past. That I started here. This, catastrophe, horrible disaster of a base. I did steal, I guess it looks like, just for the network and potentially for some barrels here. I did have some robots, very, very minimal robots, though, here. We were pulling copper off of this line to go to cable, which went onto a belt, grabbed by these circuits, and then went around in any remaining cable. There was no splitting or even distribution of anything here. It's basically just first come, first serve. You take these to go to here, and then anything that's left will go to the red circuits. And then this is very strange. I wonder if the moving the safe somehow broke this. All these like belts are like there's an end thing missing. A couple times I feel like maybe I did it for a reason. I can't imagine that I just literally didn't do it properly on all of these. Like, I feel like I probably would have noticed on this is like now like the third or fourth time that this isn't working and all the other ones weren't either. So this is very weird. I don't know why this is like that, because obviously that wouldn't have worked. And yeah, so this comes here, I had really no idea how to do this better than this at the time. Just dropping this stuff on the ground and having another inserted move it into this chest, rather than maybe putting them into multiple chests or just putting them on a belt and then having it go into a chest. I figured this was a good way. Inserter reaching over the chest here. This chest, I decided to just supplement with green circuits from the network. I don't actually know where the green circuits were coming from in the network. But, yeah, this one, I guess I decided just needed some help, and these didn't. It's very interesting. I don't exactly remember my mindset for everything, so it's really weird looking back on this. Like, what in the hell was I thinking? I have inserters out the yin here. 3 inserter machines, all coming down for 3 things of green science, the 1-to-1 ratio going on here. And then we have this, again, this like, even, I put an inserter here, so this isn't even gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. Yeah, so this is coming here, and we really only it looks like our only copper production for the entire base was right here. And I'm just splitting it and sending it all over the place. I'm surprised anything works at all. This was our amount of labs. We did have a very, very, very minuscule thing of blue science here. 2 things of blue science, and I do vividly remember just waiting and waiting and waiting for stuff to work. Like, it took forever because I was so resource starved. I just did it to try to progress to the rocket defense. And then we have some more green circuit production up here. Again, very segregated production areas. The iron does come through. I guess we do have a little copper here for cables, which again are on a belt. So I made a blue belt. And then onto green circuits, which come on down. And it looks like I was maybe doing this purely for blue science and then decided that any leftover ones or something would come over here. And then, yeah, I really don't know. This is a bit puzzling. Oh dear. Okay, and then this is a mess. So I mean, obviously the boilers are a mess because of the transition. They changed the size and all that. But for my fueling, I had some very convoluted setup where I was like running it between all the steam engines, had them in a row like this, and then was running it. This is very wasteful for belts. I'm not really sure my thought process here. But this was my steam engine setup, which at the time I thought was just, I was very proud of it. I was like, oh man, this is so much power generation. This is awesome. Did have this accumulator bank here, which did help with lasers when it was being charged. And then we had some stuff going through here. I don't know. I mean, I put these here. I was going to say, I guess I decided I didn't want to use undergrounds. This wouldn't have really worked that great anyway, because there wouldn't have been room. But I just got rid of the wall. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just get rid of the wall. And I ran this through here to merge onto that. I was at least trying to take advantage of some stuff or some copper there, and we do have a belt going all the way out to this. I think I don't know what this was. This was a coal outpost, I suppose, which is now run out. And this was the map. This was actually a pretty fun map. I really liked this map. It made, you know, there were some good defensible points at least. And then we had a bunch of turrets over here for some more coal. I guess I was having coal issues. We had our trains, which I had a very hard time setting up. I remember this was back when there was not really any good indication of where a stop needed to go. I could not for the life of me figure out that a stop needed to go on the right-hand side of a track like this. Because we didn't have these arrows, we didn't have the boxes or anything like that. It was very hard to tell, at least for me, and I wasn't the only one. There were a lot of people having this issue. I almost just gave up. I truly almost just rage quit and never played the game again because I spent forever trying to get this to work. Finally searched and asked on the forums and got an answer and figured it out from that. But yeah, this was horrendous to work with and figure out. I'm putting barrels, of course, into chests here, putting some barrels here. This is back when barrels were actually like really good and not crap like they are now. These are no pathing. I would be interested to see why. They're trying to go to... I don't know why he's trying to go. He's already here. I don't... I don't understand, but okay. It's like it was like pulling forward too much for this one or something. I don't really know. So interesting. So these guys, I had come up here. Basically had a one lane thing for each of them. And I think my scale of the game back then was just so much different than it is now because I remember, like, from memory, I remember being here and thinking this was such a long way for rails. like truly, I remember building this and I was like, oh man, this is taking, you know, I was like, oh man, this is a long rail thing. I was like, okay, we're gonna come way over here and get the oil. Oh man, good thing I used trains. And it's like, you know, this is literally nothing. This is, you know, this is like the size of a small production area for me now and for a lot of you guys. It's yeah, just the whole scale of the game changes. I don't know if you guys experience this. But we had this rail coming over here for some oil production. I guess I didn't think it was viable to pipe it. And then I had the trains. I did have some laser little outposts here. And some pipes running through here to come over to here. And now we look at our module production base. So we had some iron and copper going here. Its own power setup, which at least I did figure that much out. My feeling is a little better for this one, I suppose. Yeah, suppose again these are just wonky because of coming through all the game versions. They used to be, I think, 1x1s maybe or 1x2s. So I'm having copper delivered here, which was you know, being taken from this. I guess I just didn't really have enough copper here. It is a small patch. In this, again, a very small amount of iron and copper. very small amount. This is a little more respectable, but even so, these are still like half of just one smelter I would use in my starting base now. Added some more steam on here. So these guys are coming over into, again, cable on a belt. I didn't know any better back then. Yeah. So these were on a belt and coming over to here. I was utilizing some side loading here. I think this is, you know, this was like the last thing I built. So you can kind of tell this is a little better, aside from the cables on a belt, than this. You know, instead of doing something convoluted like this, I was taking advantage of some side loading. It's just a little cleaner. Things are more just straight and better organized. So these are coming over here, and then going here to, of course, the red circuits. Again, this is way more production than you need for this, but oh well, I didn't really know the ratios back then. And this is coming through here, and then this went over and we made blue circuits, a whole 4 machines of them, which came over and made the productivity modules. There was definitely another type of module you needed. It wasn't just productivity. I'm not sure why these are changed, but you did need 2 kinds. I'm almost positive. In fact, I know you did because I made the wrong kind the first time. I made one of them right, and then the second kind you needed, I made the wrong one and wasted a ton of time and resources and got really upset and then switched it to be the other one. So I don't remember exactly what 2 modules the rocket defense did take. I want to say it's productivity and speed, but it may have been another combination. I had some oil production here. Again, pretty convoluted for this. The fluids, I had a very hard time with fluids. I still don't. I still get frustrated with them, but I had a very, very difficult time with them. I had all my laser outposts here, which admittedly this actually is a decent defense if it's powered and such. I did have an accumulator bank going here. I'm pretty sure I took this layout from some blueprint site or Reddit or something. I did not come up with this on my own. And that's really the whole base. Like, this is a tiny base compared to what we build now, for the most part. Now, granted, keep in mind, guys, this was a very long time ago. Originally, this base was made, I think, in like 0.8 or 0.9. Definitely no later than 0.9. And, the game was nowhere near as optimized. There was, like, absolutely nowhere near many quality of life stuff. So, in general, I think the bases made back then were smaller scale just because the game, conked out performance-wise way, way earlier. Also, it was just a lot harder and tedious to do things because we didn't have nearly as many quality of life things as we have now, and stuff like that. So, that's part of the reason. Also, again, it's very new, just didn't really have a clue what I was doing. I thought this would be fun to just do a little base tour of. I do have several more lined up, some really, really awesome bases to look at here for base tours, some mind-blowing ones like size-wise and production-wise, and then also some really unique ones. So, look forward to those, guys, but I did want to kind of throw this in here. I thought this would be a fun little Saturday video for you guys, and again, I want to give a thank you to Hopewell. Thank you all so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if feel free to criticize. Like, I mean, this is a terrible base. I'm aware of that. I'm happy to criticize myself. It's this almost infinite criticism that could go into this playthrough, but again, it was my first time, basically. I had a lot of fun with it. I remember, I do miss the feeling I had while playing this. Looking back at it, like looking at this save now, it was like, this is horrible. Like, the base itself is horrible, but I remember actually playing this and experiencing it. I just had an absolute blast. Like, I can't possibly recreate, like, that's one thing I miss now. I can't possibly recreate the feeling of discovery and accomplishment and just, like, even mystery and stuff that, there was when I was first learning the game, building stuff for the first time. It was just an amazing feeling. So, there you go, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like. I very much appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to keep up with all the new content. And yeah, leave your thoughts below. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.